Okay, that's super weird. Oh boy. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning. In sunny, bright, hot California. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone this morning? I'm doing free and by donation readings this morning. Please, if you could help a girl out with likes, shares, and follows, subscribe, please. I do oracle card readings. I am a medium. I channel. Um, I'm a healer. I do Reiki and sound healing, and use all of my psychic abilities and modalities to help people heal and elevate their vibration and frequency. So that's what I'm here to do. Oh, and I'm also an author. This is a big deal. Oh, yeah, and that too. I wear many hats. Yeah. So maybe I'll just do a collective reading right now. I'm still waking up. I forgot to get my tea. My tea's steeping. It's going to be super strong by the time I get it. The ice I got is going to be melted. Oh boy. I think this is really a personal message for me. So, the first card I got is Flower Power. And it's the card says spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. But how I really interpret this is because of what's going on in the collective right now. Everybody just needs to like take a moment and like smell the flowers, like have an appreciation and gratitude for the little things. Um, if you have essential oils or a favorite scent, flowers, whatever it might be. It's like telling you to sit and like do like aromatherapy and like just be in that frequency and take that in, um, which is awesome. That sounds like a good idea right now. Like I have essential oils. Like I love peppermint. Peppermint's like one of my favorites. Tea tree and peppermint. Mm. Okay, so the second one I got was vegetarian. So we need to really watch what like we're eating because it's affecting us. Let me tell you, I'm not gonna go there. But eating better, eating right, eating clean. Um, and what we're taking in. Like our diet's not just food or liquids. It's things around us, like the news or people around us and influencing us. So, it said vegetarian, but it's just, just your well being, watching your diet of what you're taking in. The third card I got was travel. So be careful this month. Like it's Mercury retrograde. Um, and um, if you do have to travel, just be cautious. Um, this card says an upcoming trip proves to be life changing in positive ways. Um, this doesn't have to necessarily be a physical trip to a destination. It could be because a lot of what the collective has to deal with right now is going internally and dealing with so the trip within, um, and dealing with our own crap right now, because that's basically kind of what everybody's doing. So that on the other side of this, because we're going into a 9 year this next year, it's a universal 9 year, 2025. Um, and that's humanity. That's, the greater good. So we have to deal with our own crap so that we can come together as one and sort things out. I mean, we're really going through that. Like the last couple of weeks have been like epic. And I kind of wanted to talk about that. Like, you know, it's not just the topics that are coming up that you really need to look at is the behavior of humans. It's the human nature and how they're behaving. It's not necessarily these trigger topics. It is human nature to behave that way. And if we understand our behavior, if we become aware of that, we're not going to make, we're not going to have all this function and just disharmony, and it's just chaos. let's like let's sit on this for a minute and go, well, that's interesting. Like, can we get some more information on this? I um so I'm over here. If anybody wants a reading, uh, I'm doing free readings. So it's human nature. Like, we need to take a different perspective on things and go, oh, let's look in the mirror and how like what's going on. It's like super interesting. Um and there's really this narrative for like division. If you step back and look at it, it's like this big, like, interesting division going on because it's human nature, and like, if we all got on the same page and understood that. Good morning, Charles. I hope everything's well. So, um, oh my goodness. I'm just talking about like what's happened in the last couple of weeks here and how people are like reacting, and like the sky is falling, kind of like, or just it's quick tempered, quick judgment, quick human nature. Like it, it's it's just really interesting how humans behave. So, and how quick we are to like assign a value and jump to certain conclusions and then beat the drum. We have to, do this polarized behavior as humans. Like, we're gonna, no, yes, no. Like, it's like kids. Stop. Just go sit down. Like, act better. That's what's going on. It's like, go to your room. Like, y'all just need to go to your room and like think about things. Like, yeah, have compassion for people, and like, how are you really acting? um Anyways, I'm doing readings. That came up this morning, and I'm just like, because I read a couple posts on Facebook, and it's just like, I'm just so confused anymore. It's like, uh, people acting one way, and then they're like taking a stance. They're like, oh, you're behaving. Okay, good. Maybe that wasn't what you were expecting. And it's all good. Um, I'm not always right. Okay. Yeah, I heard someone else, another healer, say, this is a good month to do some exercise. I'm thinking about going walking, but it's still like 105 degrees out. Like, I should probably just hop out of bed when I wake up at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and just go. I feel like people are being very creative. That's really good. Creativity in the collective is really good because that is where we find solutions, creative solutions to our problems. And it's going to be interesting. All this technology and stuff. I think people are they already are taking a step back with all this new technology and going like, how are we really going to integrate this on a personal level into our lives, for good or bad, I'm just sitting here. Hi, Denise. Thanks for stopping by. Bye. Hope that money train's coming for you. Or you're hopping on the money train. Woo, woo. Yeah. He got good news yesterday, so it's all good. It's all good. Why is the bird got the bird? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know what this is. Hey, so I had a reading yesterday by a gifted psychic medium, and they picked up all kinds of stuff yesterday, which, most of it I already kind of knew, but I think it was interesting because, number one, my great grandfather on my dad's side, who I never met before, came through. And he was indicating that there was a child that recently passed away on that side of the family. And I don't know the side of the family. I never met my grandfather. Or my great grandfather. This is my great grandfather I never met. My grandfather came through in another one. I forgot who brought him in, and he's like James Dean. When he comes in, he's got that essence of like James Dean, because he was like this adrenaline junkie, from what I understand. He was a LA County lifeguard. He was in World War II, and he was a frogman. Yeah, Joanne did this one yesterday, and so like that's Harold Rex. It's not surprising. Yeah, all kinds of stuff's not surprising. Broderick came through. So Broderick's my great grandfather, and when I started doing like genealogy, like on that side of the family, I was trying, like when I originally started doing genealogy, my intention was to find Rex, who Harold Rex, and the adrenaline junkie, and I couldn't find him. And then I came across like somehow I went to what's the national when you're in the military and you get benefits to be buried in a cemetery. It's the National Cemetery in LA. That's what it is. I came across his headstone or his gravesite there and his wife. And then I don't know, it took me a while, but I went back and then I found my grandfather Rex there. They were all together buried in the cemetery in LA because they were all in the military. And so that's how I found them. And then I had found Rex online and he wasn't, it was like, and I can't find it again. He was a lifeguard at Manhattan Beach in California. And then I came across like doing an internet search. This is back in 2002. And I'm doing this internet search about him and I find a picture of him and I knew that he had been shot in like the leg and or maybe I didn't know this, but I took this picture because it was Manhattan Beach. And I took it to my grandmother and I said, is this Rex? Is this my grandfather? And she said, yes. She actually broke down. Like, because he's never spoken about. And then all of a sudden the pictures started coming out. So she had some pictures of Rex. She had some pictures of Broderick, his father, and then my great grandmother, who's like a McCoy from the Hatfields and McCoy. Bernie May, Berna May. I don't remember how to pronounce her name, but she's McCoy. So this, I go back and I look at this printed out page I had from the internet. Back in the day where you could like every time you printed something out, it had like the web address at the bottom and stuff. And I realized this was not Manhattan Beach, California. This was Manhattan Beach, New Jersey. So what that told me is because my dad was born in Long Beach, California, and then my grandma's like, because he had PTSD, and I think there's more to it, but he was still in love with her, so he followed her back because my great grandparents moved to New Jersey, and this is the other great grandfather, my grandmother's father, who's part of this conspiracy theory. And at the time, this is like 1947, 48, and this is like when the Manhattan Project was going on in New Jersey, and like Einstein was there, and like, and so my grandmother goes back there with my dad when he's a baby, and Rex follows, and he becomes like a lifeguard there in New Jersey. And that's where this photo comes, and you can clearly see like he got shot in the leg, and he did get a Purple Heart because this was when he was in World War II. He was at Iwo Jima. He was a frogman. So, which what we know as the Navy SEALs now. So he was actually recruited, from what I understand. I hear all these stories. He rode dirt bikes and motorcycles. But Roderick came in yesterday, and he's telling me this child like died, and like I don't know these people. I don't, and he's telling me like this baby's just like a new soul coming into the world. It's just a very new soul, and then it passed away, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what this means. I don't know if I need to bring somebody like relieve somebody's grief. And the eye thing, oh yeah, the eye thing. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, that was weird. Like Roderick was talking about an eye patch and wearing an eye patch, and like I don't know anything about that, eye patch with him at all. I don't have pictures of it. But he was in World War I, and apparently he got eye shot out or something. Like he didn't lose the eye, but it got hurt. Um, and it was really kind of weird because I have a past life where I was like she brought up like the Knights Templar, and I'm like, I was a Knights Templar in my past life, and they took my eye. That was me. I don't know about like his eye and his eye patch, you know. But then like all this genealogy started, and he was like indicating like I've got, and I know, but maybe there's more to find there, um, more, you know. But wait, there's more. So he was really indicating that I have like genealogy, royalty in the south, the southern part of Ireland. And I'm just like, yeah, I know I've got like Irish, Scottish, and British royal lines in my family. So I got the trifecta. It, the eyeball. This is my eye. I saw this. I saw this happen. Yeah, they killed me and they took my eye. Have you found? I haven't found any pirates. This was like, I really think like because it was a Knights Templar, I really feel like, what was that battle? It was like 13, you know, the big battle, Friday the 13th, and then his grandfather was saying, was it 1310, 1314? 1307. Friday the 13th. That's probably when I died. Yeah. And like I can't make this stuff up. Like other people tell me it most often, or I like see it like in a meditation or something. Like what? Yeah. So what else came up in that? I need to go back and watch it because it was interesting. It was just kind of funny. I'm just like, oh, and then the cousins came up. My cousins, my celebrity cousins came up there, and she was making this big deal about my genealogy. It's like, yeah, I kind of like, yeah, I got some cousins that are like very famous. Um, like we're like, I don't know what I was supposed to get out of that. Outside of like, there's something in Ireland. Like, I know the Guthrie Castle. I mean, after I started going into my genealogy, I started like, oh, well, this is our tartan, our you know, what do you call those things? Our family crest and the the material and went to the Highland Games, and there's those things are fun. I mean, what do they do there? They play games and they drink and they eat. Like, who doesn't want to go eat and drink and play games? It's fun. And then there's falconry. Oh my god. That is so cool. Yes. Toss the caber toss and the shot put and it was this all crazy nonsense of strength. and, uh, well, yeah, and I did find out some history there, like with the Guthrie line. um Guthrie was a squire to William Wallace. So, um, Braveheart, you know, he's the one. Guthrie's the one that went and retrieved William Wallace from France to bring him back to Scotland to fight for independence. Finally, like we're doing this, we're done. Um, so, and how Guthrie got the surname came. This is a story. Um, is that William Wallace told Guthrie to get 3 fish. So, kind of bizarre. Awesome. Awesome. An American woman. Yeah, I'm not watching. Like, the world's like a big circus to me. I was just like, really? These are the humans on the planet. Oh, good for her. She probably trained really hard. Her family's really proud of her, and the United States is really proud of her. So, congratulations. Sorry. I was like, what is that reading all about? Like, sometimes you just don't know. I have reading and I don't know for like years. What the hell does that mean? Like, oh, oh, oh. And it's so cryptic. Who lost their eye? Think about it. Who lost their eye? Odin lost his eye. Right? And when he lost his eye, he was able to see everything, right? He gave up his eye so that he could see everything. Huh. Very cryptic stuff. See, that's the kind of that's the kind of reading I get is like, what the hell does that mean? And sometimes the reader's like, I don't know what it means, but this is like, or they'll like, because they're channels, right? So they'll like, it's like spirits lip loading them. I get lip loaded, and sometimes like I'll speak like I'll use vocabulary that I don't normally use because I'm channeling. Like this is not how I speak. This is not. These aren't the words I use, and it's like it's really kind of weird, but that's how I'm used as a channel to speak to people because they need to hear the message that way for some reason. Because the way I speak isn't going to get the message through. Never make a deal with the trickster. Boy. I've like through this whole journey of writing this book, I've learned so many different like things about history. There's like things I would never want like that I would under normal circumstances go and seek out to learn myself. I had to do it through this process of writing this book. Um, like the story of Odin. I didn't know the story of Odin. The story of what's the name? Icarus. Um, it's about balance, right? That story is about balance. Like, right, he can't fly too close to the sun because his wings are made of um, wax, and he can't fly too low or he won't have the wind. So interesting. Really interesting. So if you guys have followed my story and you like watch some of the coding of Zeppelin, so you can look at directly at the because they infuse this stuff with magic. Okay, there's They infused this thing with energy. All of this work was done with some sort of energy, intentional energy infused into it. And so if you look at the Mothership, which is a compilation album, and at the top in the center is an I think plant. I think it's like I read that it was Icarus, or I came to that conclusion. But what they did, this is really cool though, is they physically took like you remember those toys that you could spin around, not a top, but it's the concept of a top and it'd spin, but it's more like a cartoon and you'd see pictures in it. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. And that's what they did with this. Yeah, I think a lot of people are having these things like fall into place, like um, things make more sense now. I think we're still going to have a lot of questions. It's not a kaleidoscope, but it'd be like they took these images and they folded them, but they were in a globe shape, like like a cartoon would be made, but it would be done in like in a globe shape. So like stop animation. So like those books that you can like do this and they like change scenes. It was kind of like that, but they're just like still images. And because what that represents is different lifetimes. Okay. And if you look at this image of the Mothership album cover, there's black and white. And it's like, I keep looking at this stuff. I don't know what that is, zeotype. Um, but it's a story of like the character in my book, Parker. This is Parker in all of his incarnations. And if you look at it, it's got at the very top, there's lightning rods, electricity. And so this is this Tesla. This is one of his incarnations and is to bring energetic balance. Like this, like if you look, it's like symmetry. Like if you fold this image in half, it's like symmetrical. It's like black and white. Um, there's just like so much there. But then you got the alien ship. Like this this thing's got so much in it. I'm just like it's hard to look at because I get a stomach ache. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just getting a stomach ache from looking at it in my head, like knowing what's there. Because like I go into this because they know this story because they're part of my damn story. Trust me on that. Like, oh my god. Um, the Zeppelin, the Zeppelin, the Zeppelin, um, the airship is connected because this gets weird. I don't know exactly. There's something behind this, and somebody somewhere. There, yeah. So this has a connection with my great grandfather. Okay, my great grandfather was in the Navy. Okay, and the Zeppelin company was in Germany, right? Germany, pretty sure it's Germany. And they built all these airships during World War II. The last two they were because I mean we had the a lot of accidents with these things, and but the last two were built for the United States Navy, and they came here to California, like of all places. Like, um, or my family dwelled for many years. Just kind of weird. Is that was like 1945, and there was like um, the von Zeppelin family. They were royalty, okay, and it's just weird stuff. I and there's the Treasure Island, like this whole that cover is Treasure Island to me. Like I look at it and it's Treasure Island. Treasure Island, San Francisco, California. Treasure Island was a naval base, but before that, it was. I wasn't going to go into all this. Shenandoah and Macomb. Shenandoah and Macomb. I don't know that. So it was a naval base, um, which my great grandfather was very connected to. Um, I would probably say that he, at some point, and I was told he had something to do with um, building the Golden Gate Bridge, like physically worked on it. And I don't buy that. Oh, okay. Okay. This was they were built by the von Zeppelin company, and then the last two were the United States. Okay. Um, interesting. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but there's like I made all these connections to, I mean, what is going on in 1945? All of these nuclear, atomic bomb testing, dropping all over the freaking ocean. Like, and um, what is going on in 1945? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. What's her name? Is it Marjorie? So I don't know. This like when I look at that album cover, that's freaking Treasure Island to me. And I've only been there, or I can remember going there as an adult in 2016 to ride my bike around with my ex-husband and a friend, um, to go to the Treasure Island Fair. Uh, I looked up at this building and I'm like, and we rode our bikes around this place. And it didn't like dawn on me until I later. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, man, that really looks like Treasure Island. The buildings there, and it's one specific building. This island was used before. It was created. It was a man-made island, and um, the island was used for the Golden Gate expedition. And it's like a World Fair. It was like a mimic of the World's Fair, but it was not under that umbrella. And it was done to celebrate these bridges, the Golden Gate and the Bay Bridges at the time, these advances. And the theme of this was the goddess of the Pacific. And all this like artwork was created, all these things were created. Guess who was there? My great grandfather was there. He was representative of like one of the companies worked for it. I believe it probably was Western Union. So he was, doing telegraph, radio there. And then his cousin, Walt Disney's there too. And he's plugging his film. And this is 1939. there's other stuff going on. You heard the conspiracy. So it's just like I had to put all this stuff together, and I'm like, really? I don't know when I came across all this, but I started looking back through what I had. I had a lot of stuff, my great grandparents' stuff. And because with my great grandfather's job, he was like, he had press passes. He was going to the Rose Bowl. He was, like, he was at the freaking, what do you call it? United Nations thingy that was in like 1945. They were living in LA at that time, and he was up here. He was like doing stuff up here. He was there for the whole thing. Oh my God. I don't know where I was going. I'm just like, I caught up on all this stuff. Oh, um, so I had all this stuff, and then like Walt Disney stuff is all over the internet. So I'm like matching things up there. These guys are in the same places at generally the same time. Like Walt Disney's over here at the Rose Bowl parade doing Snow White. Great grandpa's over here at the Rose Parade, like selling these like what was like fax machines. Man, I wish mine was dull. I thought it was dull. I had no idea. like, like that's why I ended up with the jackpot of all of this. Like, I kept going. Why do I have to like carry around all of these family photos? Like nobody would take them. Like I didn't want all this stuff. Like, cause like I was ready to go like dump this stuff off. Like you guys have it. I don't want it. Nope, didn't work that way. I had to have this stuff all along. To talk about family history, gee whiz. So, you know, maybe Rex was, I don't know. My dad actually tried to get Rex's records. And, I didn't push to get his military records, but that would be interesting to see where he was stationed. Trying to think. No, it was in 1945 that they were in New Jersey. It was later than that. It was like my dad was 1940. He was born in 47, so it had been like 48, 49. But he was in the military, that's for sure. Wait, do I really want to have this family? Like, it's ugly. It's not like this is like my family reunion is like I never met these people in real life. Like, you know, you know, I got family on the other side here and they talked. Somehow I'm related to Harry Nielsen and he's over here. He's like, keep going. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more. My life's like not boring for sure. I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to put it together. That's why I have like put all the pieces. Like if you look at Zeppelin's work, it's pretty crazy because like the age of 3 is pretty important where I had all this trauma and they really started putting me to work. And so if you go look at Led Zeppelin 3, and by the way, there's only really 8 albums. 8. 8. 8 recorded albums. There's the 8 again. Okay. And the cover of I believe it's Zeppelin 3. It's the sky and all of these pieces. Like things like these guys played around with stuff too much. Um and I'm still trying to figure out I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, like the family that's looking at this black shape, that totally makes sense. That's the happy family that has no idea. Like they're worshiping the darkness. That makes total sense. And there's water outside and there's boats. Like they're like, look, into the outdoor. There's a lot going on there. And I haven't fully figured that out because I do believe there's like some elements of time travel. I do believe there's time travel going on or has happened. Um, it's just I started I started doing research and my head started hurting worse. Like it took my dead celebrity cousins to come to me. Like, no, it's time. You knew you had to do this to work, and then it just like spun into like it gets weird, man. You know the bear, the Grateful Dead bear, the steely face and stuff. That dude that you gotta look this dude up because like he's my cousin, Oswald Stanley the third. He's my cousin. Like, and that bear was created for him, and he was Grateful Dead sound like engineer. He created the wall of sound for the Grateful Dead. But there's so much more to this dude. Like, oh my god. So he's like kind of connected to Zeppelin because and my family, like this gets weird because my family is from like Colorado Springs. Like, and I've never been there. My great grandmother was from there. Her family was from there. Like all these connections start coming up and weird connections. So Oswald Stanley, he's like over here in the Bay Area. And he's during the time that they're doing MK Ultra and like, Stargate over here in the Bay Area too. So like Lawrence Livermore Labs over here, guys. Berkeley, it's all connected. Like they had in what is it 68, 69? I think it was 68. And at 68, the freaking Altamont Pass like concert, you got Rolling Stones over here. It's only 20 minutes away from the Livermore Lab. Like it's like right there. I mean, like if you had like access to like a straightaway, it would probably be less than 20 minutes. Like it's right there. But so Bear, he's doing like he's cooking LSD over here. And then they make it illegal, right? And the military's involved with this, right? Yeah, he was the Acid King. And freaking military, the military's using it like for these experiments and stuff. And then like they're putting out it's so funny. They're putting out these don't take LSD videos. And you know who's helping them? Freaking it's like the OSS CIA and freaking Disney's part of it. And he's he's making films for these things. This propaganda, like, or like, who's the like, the journeys to like Antarctica. It's so funny to me. Anyways, and okay, so it's illegal, right? And he goes, guess where he goes? Yeah, Yeah, I didn't know this. Like, it's weird stuff. So, like, that's why, like, this has got to, oh my God. Reminds me, I was talking to Uncle Joe. Okay. Uncle Joe is my step uncle. Step great. Uncle Joe came to tell me, like, my dad was taken to, like, uh, Disneyland, 1955. And, like, he was taken, like, to a ritual, like me. And it's like, huh? Okay. I was taken, like, that's, I had no idea. Like, it's in this book. That's why this is a prequel. Like, there's so much in this book that I had to bring forward. Anyways, so Bear goes to freaking Denver, Colorado. And he's kicking, he's right across from, oh my God, he's right across from the Denver Zoo. Okay, so yeah, so here's the thing. He's strong. Like, you got to look up this dude. His name, I call him the devil. Paul Hellwell. He is the one that put up all of these fronts for all these, like, different, like, was it for MK Ultra? He was doing, like, government, like, fronts for the government, like, all these different fronts. And he did one for Disney in Florida, so that Disney could acquire the property for Disney World. Is that what it's called? And I went there. I went there as an adult in 2018. I went on this weird trip. Like, and it was like, this whole trip was like energetically what I was going to write. Like, it's so weird. And I put it in the book. Anyways, Bear goes to freaking Colorado. And so Zeppelin's like connected to this because their first tour date was in Denver, Colorado, right? And what's in, like, and they're like Coda. Their Coda album, that's a freaking sword. Look at that and look at the NORAD symbol. Yeah, that dude right there, Paul Hellwell, that dude is like freaking like, uh, nah. I don't want to, like, yeah, that dude. Yeah, he set up stuff in Texas too. He set up, oh my gosh, so much stuff. You keep reading, and what he did, and like you can find the connections, and like, because like all these OSS, CIA guys, like they all wanted, like, and there's some of these people were celebrities too, that, Julia Child, there's long laundry list of people they acquired to, like, do this spy work. And they wanted health benefits for themselves and their family. And so Hellwell, like, did stuff in Texas. So there's ties to Texas, and like there's this one family. Anyways. So Zeppelin, like, goes to that's their first concert. Their second concert is in freaking Seattle, okay? And my great grandparents they lived in Bellevue, and they lived there from like 1960 to, at least 1969, because they moved down to where I'm at because my grandmother built a house, and they all lived together after that. But we're in Bellevue. It's like this big, like, it's a spider web of all these connections, and it's all to my life, and I'm just like, so. And I didn't want to. What is that? Operation Deep Freeze. That's connected to all of this. Because it's connected to Berkeley, it's connected to the Bay Area and Oakland. And then I went further, man, because my family is part of the Like this, like, it's good. Other people have information and they're going to do research and it's all going to come together because I kind of do everything. I wrote over 100,000 words in this book. It's a long book. And it's just like this one chapter is just like I'm running out of breath telling you. It's like 50 pages long. And I have family, or this was my family, the people that went to freaking Hawaii and colonized and overthrew the Royal Hawaiians. And then they're connected, this is connected to San Francisco again with a transportation company and sugar, the sugar beets and the sugar, and what grows in sugar. Like it's a fungus. This fungus, I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure if 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 this is why this part of the reason. There's a couple reasons. I think there's like human trafficking element because like you got transportation going on, like trains and boats, right? And then this sugar, and I'm just like, I didn't know. I had to go look it up. Sugar beets, sugar cane. There's very little very few plants that the ergot fungus will grow on, but it grows on sugar beets and sugar cane. And the ergot is, what is it? It's natural occurring acid. Like basically, you could like scrape this stuff and use it for acid. So, are they like using this to, because this stuff was used by the ancient mystery schools way back as plant medicine, and so it's something else. It's just like all over. I'm just like, well, could this be? You do your homework. Could this be? There's like more. Like there's this one chick. She's a psychologist. She's more than that. Elizabeth. I want to say smart, but that's not her name. Elizabeth Loftus. And she came up with false memory syndrome. Okay. She's the one that like was an expert witness at Giselle Maxwell's trial at like there's others. Like she was on like all these trials as an expert witness because of this term. And this is like a dirty seed in psychology, I believe. And her daughter's even against this because and her daughter's a psychologist too. So she's she's something else. Anyways, she was over in the Bay Area during the time that all this stuff was going on with the MK Ultra. I'm just like, and her dad was like in the army, and he was a doctor, and I'm just like, what the like, and she did like she did experiments, but these are on poor children, and she didn't have a control. I was just like, where's her control group? This was her thesis paper she worked on. It's really interesting. And it's like, you have to look at things like really from this really high perspective and look down and go, like, you put it all together and all these people are like connected to one another in a way, and the ways that they're connected, and the things that they've done in their life. One of the things that this Elizabeth Loftus did too was like develop a way to interrogate people. And so, because of the false memory syndrome, and so she's taught people how to, you know, interrogate. And so when you put somebody on the spot, that you you can get different answers coming out because they're on the spot and they're in fear state, and like, it's so bizarre to me. It's just really bizarre. But there was a woman that Mary Knight, her name's Mary Knight, and she had um like a lot of people have come out and have these memories of their past, these horrific things that had happened to them come surfacing up around their 50s. And she went out and she interviewed because she had this her memories come back, and like there was like horrific rituals done. And I really haven't read her work yet, but I saw her documentary that she put out, and she interviewed the people from the False Memory Syndrome Foundation. It's called something else now. And she interviewed Elizabeth Loftus, and she also had what's his name? I couldn't say his name. Oh. It's the second book. I got a book. The Body Keeps the Score. This dude, Bessel van der Golf. He's a doctor, MD. Okay, so this goes with my work. It's a brain, mind, and body in the healing of trauma. The body keeps score. So energetically, that trauma is stored in your body. So, and it was a really good documentary. I don't know what it's called, but her name's Mary Knight, and she's written a couple books too. So go find it. And I haven't read this book yet. But I understand it. I've worked with people and on an energetic level, and I understand that the emotions are connected and they are stored in the body. They're not just stored in the body, they're stored in our energetic consciousness. That's the thing. It is stored in our energetic consciousness that goes with us when we reincarnate. So, it goes beyond the body. It really does go beyond the body. And really, like, the theory of 8 is like righting wrongs. This is justice for not just for me and for others, not just in this lifetime, but many past lifetimes, because that energy has come with me. And it's time to heal it. It's time to heal it. And this really goes to like puts up a good, and this will happen in the public forum where we're really going to have to go reincarnation's real. This really does occur because evil people know this. And some people that have power behind the scenes know this to an extent to where they can make things happen. I haven't gone that far into it, but they are, if you look at all of these programs, these top secret programs that we know about, and the ones from the past that we know about, and you really kind of put these things together and go, oh, okay, what this leads to is this desire and the possibility. If you understand the energetic things that they're doing, and they took Tesla's work, and if you know what he was working on, and you understand like Ben Carson's work, you understand there's this other guy, Paul, God, I think his name's Paul. He's a whistleblower for Antarctica. He also knows stuff about the HARP program. That he's discussed. I don't follow these guys. I didn't even know who these guys were. I wasn't this big conspiracy theorist, but you understand the energy, the science behind it. They want to create. They want to play God. That's really what's going on here. And these aliens are here. There's aliens here, and they've been here a long time. So I go through that in the history and who's like their allies here, because basically that's what they are, allies. Well, it's been great chatting with you. And that concludes this chapter. And today's I didn't do any readings. Yeah, 1945. There's all kinds of stuff going on, man. Like Einstein. It's all connected. Like Tennessee. Tennessee. Oh my God. It goes back to Colorado. I didn't even get into like these wellness centers that they had, like these who got into it? Oh, what's her name? That's for another day. It goes back to Colorado, and asters are connected to that. As what's her name? Miss Molly Brown. Molly Brown from the Titanic, the one that survived. And she's got ties to Colorado, and there's mines there, and they got wealthy from the mines in Colorado. Right? And there's another reason why Tesla went probably outside of like to point me in this direction. Hey, they're over here, or NORAD went over there after he was there. Doing radio, right? Yeah. But there's water, there's like this huge water aquifer basin in Colorado. And water acts like a amplifier to frequencies. So, what's up with that? That's big. I'm just like, what's up with that? I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, and all these people are like it's like weird stuff. Like one of my, it was my great grandmother's uncles that was a Pinkerton detective in Colorado. Yeah, there's another part of this family. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I think that's what he was trying to tell me. Oh my God. Love you guys. I'm going to go. Okay, there's a part of my family that I don't know. Just came up. It's I have family that's connected on that side of the family uh, that goes to Utah, and it's connected to my great grandmother. It's her father, and there's stuff there. Yeah. Anyways, talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye bye.